We'll stay with basketball, but move on. In honor of this being the NBA's 75th year, the league has come out with a list of its all-time best 75 players. They put together an 88-person blue ribbon panel to do this that included you, Wilbon, not me. And now we are left to nitpick about who's not on this list. And here are some names: Tracy McGrady, Dwight Howard, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Bob Lanier, Vince Carter, Bernard King, Dikembe Mutombo, Pau Gasol, Alonzo Mourning, just to name 10. Wilbon, do you have any issue with the 75 that were chosen?
Tony, issue, no. It's difficult. I know it's difficult. And at times I picked up the phone and I called, or they called me, Hall of Fame players and coaches. I'm talking about some people on the GOAT list, okay? And they were saying, this is hard. Most of them said, this is really difficult. And Tony, so I don't have issue. I sat there, I said to you, Tony Parker won multiple championships, and I don't think he's going to make this, and I want to vote for him. There's not a guy you mentioned that I couldn't vote for or wouldn't vote for. But as with all the cases like this, who are you going to take off? And I voted for Klay Thompson. He didn't make it, Tony. And it kept me up at night. And I know it kept up lots of people at night, including people who are on the list. It's hard. You only get 75. Tony, I could have easily voted. You mentioned like 10 people. Easily voted for any and all of them, but I didn't.
Yeah. So nothing keeps me up at night, not this list, not anything else. I like to go to sleep.
I know you.
I am very old. That is a curse, and it's an advantage. I have paid attention to this league for 65 years. I would never put a list out that didn't have Bob Lanier and Bernard King. I think that they were all-time great players. Bob Lanier was a great center in an era of great centers. For 10 years in Detroit, and he played 15 in the league. For 10 years in Detroit, he averaged 23 points and 12 rebounds. Every playoff game the Detroit Pistons made was because of Bob Lanier when he was on that team. Bernard King had the quickest jump to the basket I have ever seen. He was unstoppable around the rim. He led the league in scoring one year when he was with the Knicks. He had 33 points a game in 1985. He's not a three-point shooter. 33 a game. I think at one point, Mike, he had more points than anybody on the Knicks and more points than anybody on the Bullets because he played for both of those teams. I think that's true, but I'm not sure about that. But as you say, who are you going to take off? So to me, those two guys have to be on. And I look at somebody like Damian Lillard, who's not even fully through with his career, and I would say the body of their work is stronger. I look at Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol is to Kobe Bryant what Scottie Pippen was to Michael Jordan, what James Worthy was to Magic Johnson.
Again, Tony,
and those guys are
resumes.
worthy. So
all these guys have great resumes, Tony. I voted for Pau Gasol. Listen, if you're younger and I'm in the middle of this, I've got a lot of your rear view, accessible to me, and I saw those players even at the end of their careers. And then, Tony, I didn't vote for Kyrie Irving. And I know younger people on this panel, and probably not that many young people, did say, wait a minute, Kyrie Irving is the greatest ball handler of all time, You have to have him. Klay Thompson won 3 championships and been in the finals 5 times. I think you have to have him. But, Tony, again, I didn't see people I wanted to take off. And one quick last thing. There were guys on this panel who said to me when we were having confidential conversations, they said, look, here's the one thing you shouldn't do. Don't take people off who've been voted onto the top 50 in decades past. You dishonor them by doing that, and you deal with the people who invented, and don't take those people off. Tony, I was going to take 2 or 3 guys off, and I didn't take anybody off. It swayed me. Their arguments persuaded me. So, hell of an exercise. It was difficult. And yes, it kept me up.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.